yeah. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we coming. Now you come, man, yeah. We coming. When the year is me checking you again, guys, we coming. We coming.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be interesting. Today, the CPP names its running mate, of Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings of the CPP is naming his running mate today. And in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, we understand all is on fire, so to speak, and the enthusiasm is great, and people have converged. Our supporters of Mr. Cummings and supporters of his running mate have converged on the city of Grand Bassa County to grace the occasion. And so our correspondent is there in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, will be joining him as soon as we get contact with him. He's in Studio B while we are here in Studio A in Norway. So we're going to make sure that we can bring you part of that program. We understand the program started a long time ago, but because of some commitments and some engagements, we were not very prompt. And our correspondent has been struggling from Studio B to actually get the program going, but he has some complications. So we're hoping that we can sort things out and we'll be coming your way in the next 2-3 minutes, so to speak. And so stay with us. For those of you watching the program, you can share it and help us to share the program so that we can all have a glimpse of what's happening there in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. My name is Linford Goa, and this is the Bottom Line, our special edition on this beautiful Saturday evening from my end, and maybe Saturday afternoon from your end, depending on where you live. But we'll be playing interlude of music until we can get contact with our correspondent there, Joseph D. Yole. But just to remind you that this is the program.
Come on, yeah. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we coming. Now you come, man, yeah. We coming. When the year is me checking you again, guys, we coming.
And once again, let me say welcome. This is the Bottom Line, and we'll be bringing you a live event. That's some things that are happening live right now from Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. And so stay with us. As we told you earlier on, Mr. Cummings is naming his running mate today, his first running mate today, in the city of Grand Bassa County. And we understand people from all walks of life, from all the counties, representatives of the Liberty Party and the CPP, their local branches in all of the political subdivisions have converged on the city of Buchanan, Grand Bassa County to grace our occasion. I earlier on saw some videos from there, and it was quite encouraging, to be frank, not because I support Mr. Cummings, but I mean, the crowd was encouraging. And this was a live event that I saw, and nobody told me about it, so I can confirm that it was a lot of people there. And so we're going to be joining Joseph Yonle, our correspondent there in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, as soon as he's set, and then we will bring you live coverage. I'm still trying to connect to him to establish contact with him, and as soon as that is done, you'll be getting the live event right on your from your comfort zone. So let's continue to play some things. So let me just put it right here that we'll be coming to you live from Buchanan City, and so let's see if we can continue to play some things about Mr. Cummings. And let's hear this one for him.
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the We administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Come on, let them say ya. Come on, let them say ya. That in my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We better start be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better start be coming. Now I watch you come man, yeah. We coming. We better start be coming. When the year is been checking you again, cause you come on. We come in. We better start be coming. We come in. We better start. come on, dance ya. Daddy, my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like empty river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We better start be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we better start be coming. Nah, you come on, man, yeah. We coming. We better start be coming. When the year is me checking you again, guys, so koa. We coming. We better start be coming. We coming. We better start.
Okay, let's see what we can do here. If you just joining us, let's say welcome again. This is the bottom line, Liberia. We actually going through some problems getting directly to our corresponding there in Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County, where live events are taking place. The naming of what we call Fix 2, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings naming Councillor Charlyne Brumskin today as his vice running mate in the upcoming presidential and general elections in October. And so that is a very big event where people we understand, people who support and sympathize with Mr. Cummings and Charlyne Brumskin has converged on the city of Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, and it's a very big event. Like I said, I earlier on saw some of the videos from there, and it was very encouraging. I mean, you see Tottenham Street, which is the I think the biggest street in Buchanan City, occupied, and some even believed that if they go to the Doris Williams Sports Ground, it's going to be jam-packed because there was already, according to information from the journalist in that video, there were already people stationed at the stadium. For the fact that the stadium, they thought the stadium might be too small to hold a crowd, so people went there earlier on in advance to get seat, and then the crowd that I saw in the streets of Buchanan was huge. So if all of them will converge on the stadium, it's no doubt that it's going to be jam-packed. But the program is going on live, and we have our correspondent on the ground. But because of internet connectivity, we've been having it very difficult to get to him. He's trying his best to see if he can connect and keep us going. But we're hoping that all is going to be great and that we can bring live coverage to you from here. So stay with us. This is the bottom line Liberia. In the meantime, we'll be playing some things about Mr. Cummings and things that he say he wants to do for the Liberian people. And we'll be hearing from his own mouth. You know, it's good to hear from the horse's mouth. So we'll be listening to Mr. Cummings about some of his plans for Liberia. Well, yes, we're getting information that the stations are blocking. I don't know how they're doing that. Gertrude Jones. If you can hear me, we're trying to get in contact with our correspondent on the ground, but it's not very easy. And probably, I don't know, probably the hacking or something, because he's been finding it very difficult to log on. And from here, there is no way that I can get the program live. That correspondent will have to log on into our studio there. And then when he gets in studio, then you'll be able to see the program. That's what we've been trying to do all day long, but it's not easy. We still try our best. In the meantime, like I said, hopefully we'll go through, and when we get through, then you'll hear, you'll watch the program live.
There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. So after job creation, our next priority is agriculture. We are a country, after 170 years, that do not feed ourselves. Last year alone, we imported over 160 million United States dollars in rice import, and total food imports was over $280 million. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves, and my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So, for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize the assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we will do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring to lead our country.
Well, you hear it from the horse's mouth, Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings. So he's the standard bearer of the CPP, the collaborating political parties. That includes two parties. Now there were 4 parties, but 2 left, and we have 2 more: the Liberty Party and ANC. And today he is naming his vice running mate. As you may recall, 2 weeks ago, in the city of Gompa, Nima County, the ANC and the Liberty Party both held their conventions respectively. And at that convention, the ANC endorsed Mr. Cummings as the vice standard bearer of the ANC. And then the Liberty Party also had its convention, and they resolved that that's the Liberty Party and the ANC as a collaborating group, they will endorse Mr. Cummings together. And that event took place 2 weeks ago in Nima County. And during that program, it was agreed that the vice standard bearer should be named 14 days after that program, which is happening today in Buchanan City. And one of the things agreed on at that program was that the first, whoever would have been selected would be named in his or her own country of origin. And so it boiled down to Councillor Charlyne Brumskin, and she was named as the vice standard bearer to Mr. Cummings. And that occasion is happening today in Buchanan City, Bassa County, the 27th day of May 2, 2023. And we're just a few months away from the election. So the momentum is building. And we understand that Buchanan City is well attended today by people from all walks of life, from sympathizers and supporters of Mr. Cummings and that of Councillor Charlyne Brumskin. But you ask yourself, what does this fixer tool in person of Councillor Brumskin bring to the table to boost up the campaign morale and the election morale for Mr. Cummings or for the CPP to become the next ruling government? If you look at Charlyne Brumskin, she has a lot under her sleeves. She has achieved a lot. A young lady just going to her 50s, and she runs her own business successfully. And she also is a graduate of Harvard Law School, and she holds a Juris Doctor. That's a Juris Doctor. That's a degree she holds, a JD from Harvard Law School, and she's also accredited to practice law in the city of New York. And she teaches presently at the AM. That's not AMT Doctorate. What you call that? Arthur Graham's School of Law at the University of Liberia. And so, you know, she has achieved a lot. And there are also reports that she's very active when it comes to the use of Grand Bassa County. She does everything to support the youth. So everything is, I think she brings a lot to the table in terms of, you know, leadership, in terms of education, in terms of qualification. And so we're hoping that we can get our correspondent once again. We're hoping that we can get him, and then he will be able to join us so that we can bring this event live to you. Sorry, I'm having some stuff going on here, but I'm just hoping that we can get in contact with our correspondent and get through. Jones, I'm reading your comments. We are depending on the bottom line to bring you this program, but yes, nothing we can do. You know, this is technology, and if it is true that all of the stations are being blocked in Liberia from bringing you this program, I don't know how possible is that, but we just hope that it is not true. And if it is true, well, then that's it. Probably they're messing with the internet. I don't know. That I cannot confirm. But I don't know where you're watching from, and you say the stations in Monrovia are blocked, then that's it. But I cannot confirm, neither deny that. But what we're doing is that we try our possible best to see if we can bring you the live coverage of that event. So I'm still trying to, as you see, I'm busy doing something here. I'm still trying to see if I can get to our correspondent in Monrovia, Mr. Joseph T. Yonle. He's already in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County, and he's been trying all day long to try to see if we can get connected. Again, we'll keep you busy by listening to Mr. Cummings and also listening to some jingles while we make all frantic efforts to join Mr. Joseph T. Yonle in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. But in the meantime, bottom line is expected to come to you, or is coming to you now.
Come on, Daddy, my business, you catching fever. Getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah. We coming, yeah. We coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet obstacles, we coming. Yeah, you're coming, yeah. We coming. We better than a big coming. When the year is been checking you again, guys,
My name is Alexander Cummings, and I want to work with honest men and women to change Liberia for the better. I want to open the doors of governance to all capable persons. I want to use the collective brain power of all of our men and women. I want to build a nation of self-sufficiency. I want to build an environment that thrives on and promotes a vibrant Liberian private sector. I want to ensure that we are a nation where education is key in all of our national development priorities. I want to create and nurture a development agenda that ensures our young people have jobs when they graduate from school. I want to create an environment where our women have access to equal opportunities in every aspect of our society. I want to promote a system that uses our country's natural resources for the benefit of all. I want to see our country flourish beyond our wildest imagination. We are capable of doing it if we work together. We may not all agree all of the time, but we can set aside our differences and work towards charting a new course without the infighting, backbiting, and backstabbing. Whether you're a member of the ANC, ALP, LP, or UP, we must channel our support for individual candidates into championing our collective objective, defeating the Weir administration in the 2023 presidential and legislative elections, and ushering in a governance more prepared, more capable, more experienced, more skilled, and more honest men and women. With your help, we can move Liberia to being a better country. I thank you. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Well, again, it's like I am getting under more pressure than any of you because I would really love this program to be live so that even myself can see it. But this is it. I don't know what's going on. Gertrude says she's in the US, and besides Gertrude, there are a couple of people watching here, and I can see your names because I'm not on the page that will allow me to see your name. Unless you can write your name or send a message, then I'll know exactly who you are. But the page that we use normally has a little problem with StreamYard. You cannot connect to it. That is our Facebook. So I'm using my private Facebook right now, and I cannot see your name also when you appear on my private Facebook, unless you write. And if you write, then I will know. But the event here is a live event from Grand Bassa County, specifically Buchanan City, where Mr. Alexander Cummings is naming his running mate today. And I'm trying as well to see if I can get some video from other places, from other online stations, but I'm finding it a bit difficult. Let me see if I can get this one. And even if I will get it, you will not be able to see it. But I see Mr. Cummings names his mate, his running mate in Grand Bassa County here, and I think this is KMTV right here. But so just in case you cannot follow us because we are finding it difficult to get there, so you can go to KMTV, Gertrude Jones. You can go to KMTV. You'll be able to get a live event as it's going on now, and it's on KMTV. So let me see if I can. It seems KMTV itself is having problem because they keep coming on and the video keep coming on and going. Something is running. Maybe the government of Liberia is probably blocking the video. We don't know. Okay, but then if you can also go to let me see which one is this one. Go to Focus on Liberia. That's FOL. So I'm just giving you guys information. Okay, you can go to Focus on Liberia FOL. That's it, and it's live there. Let me see if I can. But it's difficult. You wouldn't see it. I don't know. You wouldn't see it. Actually, you wouldn't see it. Let me see if I can do something here. But I can 100% guarantee you that you will not see it because of the screen resolution. It's on my phone, so you will not be able to see it. And there is no way that I can patch it in studio here. I can patch it on the board. So it's I don't know, but it's a big program. I see this this lady from Liberia is performing. I don't know her name. I forgot her name. I've not been to Liberia for years, and so I don't even know people in Liberia right now. Most of the young people, especially. But she's performing, so it's a big program, and I can see the crowd. I'm not trying to exaggerate, but there is a crowd. Actually, there is a crowd in Buchanan. To be frank, there is a crowd. I see the crowd. I see the crowd. It's not an exaggeration. Okay, there is a crowd from the area view. I get here. There is a crowd in Buchanan. Okay, if you can, I don't know how well you will see that. This is Mr. Cummings and his wife sitting on the stage, and just the lady performing right there. And so, let me see if I can give it some volume so you can. So this is just a glimpse of it. But meantime, right now I'm going to pause out. Like I said, you can go to other stations, you can watch it. So I'm going to pause out now, and probably we'll come on later on if we get correct information from Buchanan from our correspondent.